Get ready for this. On December 19th, 2025, a visitor from the very center of our galaxy is going to make its closest pass to Earth. This thing has active ice volcanoes erupting on its surface, and it's only the third interstellar object we've ever confirmed. And here's the catch: once it leaves, it will never return. It's moving at a speed that's just hard to wrap your head around, over 130,000 miles per hour. That's about 36 miles every single second. And there are no rockets here. This is just pure raw velocity, built up over millions of years from the gravity of the Milky Way itself. And that's because this object, well, it isn't one of ours. It didn't form around our sun like the planets or even Halley's Comet. Nope, this is a true interstellar traveler, a messenger from a totally different part of the cosmos. Its path is a one-way trip, straight through. It's just moving way too fast for our sun's gravity to grab hold of it. So this isn't just some rare event, it's a fleeting one. We have this tiny window to see it, and then it's gone, for good. So, you gotta wonder, right? What exactly is this thing, and what secrets is it carrying from its incredible journey across the stars? Well, in this explainer, we're gonna break down everything we know about this amazing cosmic encounter. All right, so its official name is 3I/Atlas, and that name actually tells you a lot. The 3I literally means it's the third interstellar object we've ever confirmed. And Atlas, that's the name of the NASA-funded telescope in Chile that first laid eyes on it. You know, it's kind of wild, but we are living in a brand new era for astronomy. Before 2017, we had never confirmed a single visitor from another star system. Then, boom, Oumuamua showed up, that bizarre cigar-shaped object that totally baffled scientists. 2 years later, we got 2I Borisov, which looked a lot more like a classic comet. And now 3I Atlas joins this very exclusive club as the fastest and honestly, maybe the most revealing one yet. So why won't it ever come back? Well, it all comes down to its trajectory. See, comets from our own solar system are on these elliptical, kind of oval-shaped orbits. But 3I/Atlas is on what's called a hyperbolic trajectory. Think of it like a straight line that just gets bent a little bit by the sun's gravity. It's moving with so much force that it'll just slingshot around the sun and head right back out into deep space. Just take a second and think about the sheer scale of this comet's journey. It started out near the chaotic star-packed center of our galaxy, over 25,000 light-years away. It's been traveling for maybe billions of years. It could be older than our entire solar system. And maybe the most incredible feature, it has active cryovolcanism, ice volcanoes. As the sun heats it up, gases like methane and water vapor are literally erupting from its surface, creating that visible cloud we see. So, okay, it's a cool sight, but why is this visit such a big deal for science? I mean, what can a chunk of ancient ice from another star really tell us? Well, there are two huge reasons. First, this is a direct sample of the chemistry from near the galactic core. That's a place with totally different temperatures, radiation, and raw materials than what we have in our neighborhood. Just by analyzing the light from this comet, we can learn what matter is made of in a whole other part of the galaxy. And second, this thing is a leftover building block of a planet from another star system. It's like a pristine piece of cosmic history, giving us clues about how planets form everywhere, including right here. And we're already getting some incredible data. Using powerful tools like the James Webb Space Telescope, scientists have been able to analyze what it's made of. And what's really jumping out is the super high amount of carbon dioxide gas. That's a massive clue. It suggests it formed in a very cold region of its home solar system, much further from its star than our own comets did. We've also spotted water, carbon monoxide, even tiny amounts of cyanide and nickel vapor. All of these are critical pieces of the puzzle. Now, anytime you get an unusual object from space, there's always going to be some speculation. Could it be something else? Something artificial? Well, the scientific community has crunched the numbers, looked at all the data, and the consensus is crystal clear. And the evidence is really straightforward. We can see the coma, that classic fuzzy cloud of gas and dust that just screams comet. We've directly measured the gases erupting from its surface. Its path even shows these tiny wiggles, which are caused by those gas jets pushing it around. A classic comet move. So while its chemical recipe is definitely unique, it's still fundamentally a comet. It's a natural object, just one from a very long way from home. Now for the best part. You might actually be able to see this thing for yourself. So let's go over how you can witness this piece of another star system before it vanishes forever. Okay, the key window is from December 2025 through January 2026. You're going to want to look in the pre-dawn sky, right near the famous constellation Orion. Your best bet is to use a stargazing app on your phone to pinpoint its exact location, since it will move a bit each night. But, and this is really important, you will need a telescope, and a pretty decent one, at least 8 inches in diameter. This visitor is just too faint for the naked eye, or even binoculars. If you don't have a scope, check for online live streams or see if a local astronomy club is hosting an event. When we hear the word comet, a lot of us picture something like this, right? A huge bright object blazing across the sky with this spectacular tail stretching for millions of miles. The reality, though, is going to be a lot more subtle. Through a good telescope, 3-eye atlas will probably look like a small, fuzzy blob of light, maybe with a very faint little tail if you're under really dark skies. The real magic of this object isn't how it looks, but the absolutely mind-bending idea of what you are actually looking at. This really puts it into perspective. You can think of Halley's Comet as a neighbor, a familiar face who drops by every 76 years. It's part of our local community. But 3-eye/Atlas, it's a tourist from a completely different country, a different star, just passing through. It doesn't belong to our sun, and once it leaves town, it's not coming back. And that brings us to the final chapter of its story here with us. After this very brief window, the chance to study 3-eye/Atlas up close and personal will be lost for good.
Here's the departure schedule. After it swings by us on December 19th, it'll fly past Jupiter in March of 2026, getting one last gravitational kick on its way out the door. From there, it's just going to speed up and head into the infinite darkness toward the constellation Lynx. The timescales here are just staggering. In just 20,000 years, it will already be light years away from us, an impossibly distant speck, lost forever.
I think this quote just nails it. We are looking at a physical object that has traveled through space and time for billions of years, carrying information from a place we can never, ever visit. And for a few short months, that history is right here in our backyard. You know, the visit of 3-eye/Atlas leaves us with one last, tantalizing thought. It proves that our galaxy is full of these wandering messengers. And it just makes you wonder, what other ancient relics, what other pieces of faraway star systems are out there right now, silently cruising through the void on a path that will one day bring them into our light?